Out on the edge where the wild ones play, where guitars scream and the night turns to day, there's a story untold in each pounding beat, a lesson to learn in the chaos we meet. The mosh pit of life spins round and round, crashing and clashing, we all hit the ground, but just like a riff that returns to the start, every chord strikes deep, every note hits the heart. Welcome everyone! Today we're about to dive deep into a song you might have thought was just about leather pants and killer guitar riffs. But Ratt's Round and Round is more than just a rock anthem, it's a masterclass in the endless cycles of human interaction. We're talking about conflict, desire, betrayal, all the juicy stuff. And what better way to explore these triadic relationships than with the volume turned up to 11? So strap in as we shred through the hidden wisdom of this metal classic and explore the triads of life in true headbanging fashion. Let's kick things off with our first triad: conflict, reconciliation, and recurrence. Think of this as the mosh pit of life. The moment you dive in, get knocked around, but somehow find yourself right back on your feet, ready for more.
Out on the streets, that's where we'll meet. You make the night, I always cross the line.
Here's where it all begins. Conflict. It's like the mosh pit, chaotic, unpredictable, and occasionally painful. The streets symbolize rebellion where boundaries are tested and the sparks of conflict fly. This sets up our first element in the triad. Next we move to reconciliation.
With love, we'll find a way, just give it time.
This is the breather in the middle of a heavy riff. It's that moment when, after all the clashing, you and your concert buddy exchange a knowing glance. We cool? The tension fades, but not for long. Then comes the all-too-familiar encore recurrence.
Round and round, what comes around goes around.
This is the return to the mosh pit, the cycle starting anew. Conflict, reconciliation, and recurrence feed into one another, creating a loop that's as self-sustaining as the drum beat in a rock anthem. Recognizing this pattern isn't just about acknowledging endless circles. It's understanding that each phase depends on the others. It's the triadic version of a circle pit. Conflict to reconciliation to recurrence. Next, let's turn up the volume on the triad of expectation, fate, and betrayal, or what every power ballad is made of. This one is the classic tale of wanting something so bad you can almost hear the solo before it hits.
I knew right from the beginning that you would end up winning.
Cue expectation, the part where you're clutching your air guitar, waiting for that epic solo. You're bracing for impact because you can already see where this is headed. Then, the song moves into fate.
You'd put an arrow through my heart.
This is the realization that despite all your preparations, what's destined to happen will happen. It's like standing front row at a concert, knowing that the lead singer will nail that scream you've been waiting for. And then, betrayal. Even though you saw it coming, it still stings, like the surprise ending of your favorite band hanging up their guitars. This triadic cycle, expectation to fate to betrayal, captures the painful reality of seeing hope and anticipation crash into the rocks of reality. Now let's shred our way into cause, effect, and retribution. Metal karma at its finest. It's the chain of events that makes you nod your head in solemn agreement.
Out on the streets, that's where we'll meet. Get in our way, we'll put you on your shelf.
Here, cause kicks things off. It's like the guitar riff that starts the show, a bold action that sets everything else into motion. Every relationship has these moments of cause, emotional outbursts, confrontations, or unexpected acts of kindness. Next comes effect, the aftermath. It's the immediate reaction, like the roaring cheer after the lead guitarist pulls off a jaw-dropping solo. But then, just when you think it's over, retribution makes its entrance.
What comes around goes around.
Ah, the heavy riff of justice. It's the metal version of karma, the payback that circles back to the original cause. This triadic cycle, cause to effect to retribution, captures the inescapable loop where actions and consequences come full circle. It's a reminder that every guitar pick thrown into the crowd will eventually find its way back. Finally, we reach the triad of desire, pursuit, and achievement. The classic metal quest for something greater, like nailing that impossible guitar solo. It all starts with desire.
Like Romeo to Juliet, time and time I'm gonna make you mine.
This is the longing, the hunger that fuels the entire journey. You see the ultimate guitar hanging on the store wall, calling out to you. And then, you move into pursuit.
The way you move, you know it's easy to see.
It's the chase, the hours spent practicing, the effort that drives you toward your goal. And finally there's achievement, that magical moment on stage when you nail the solo, the crowd erupts, and you feel on top of the world. But as the song hints, this achievement is temporary, a fleeting high that leads you back into the cycle. Thus, the triad loops back to its beginning, desire to pursuit to achievement, feeding more desire. These triads, conflict, expectation, cause, desire, aren't just separate riffs, they're part of a grand symphony, echoing through every part of our lives. The brilliance of Round and Round lies in how it captures these intertwined cycles. Conflict feeds into reconciliation, which brings recurrence. Expectation leads to fate, which culminates in betrayal. Each triad interlocks with the others, forming the ultimate metal harmony that rings true in every relationship and life experience. So, what do we learn from Ratt's Round and Round? This song isn't just a catchy rock anthem, it's an exploration of the cycles that shape our lives. By rocking out to these triads, conflict, expectation, cause, desire, we see the recurring patterns in our interactions. Understanding these cycles gives us a deeper appreciation of life's rhythm, and maybe, just maybe, it helps us break free from the loops that don't serve us. So next time you listen to Round and Round, crank up the volume and listen with new ears. Hear not just the music, but the cycles of existence it so powerfully brings to light. Because in the end, what comes around goes around. And that's the most metal truth of all. Thank you. And now let's raise our horns and rock out to this anthem like it's the soundtrack of our lives. So take a look in the mirror, the lights in your eyes. See the triads of life in their cunning disguise. For every riff you play, there's a rhythm to claim, a circle unbroken, in joy and in pain. Feel the fire of the cycles burn strong and true. It's the story of me and the story of you. Riffs and relations, love and defiance, the anthem of life played in eternal alliance. Let the solo ring out, let the feedback sustain. Through the cycles we live, through the pleasure and pain. We're all on this stage in this endless sound, rocking the cycles, round and round.